ETL testing is a process of validating data extraction, transformation, and loading within a data warehouse. This testing is a critical part of the integration process between source systems and the data warehouse. The purpose of ETL testing is to ensure that the data that has been extracted from source systems has been transformed and loaded into the target system accurately and efficiently. ETL testing begins with a review of source documents such as functional requirements, test cases, and other related project documentation. The review process ensures that the design of the ETL process matches the business requirements. After these have been reviewed and approved, the next step is to map out all of the extractions, transformations, and loads that will be required to move data from source systems into the target system. Once this has been done, it's time to perform tests on each step of the process. The first type of test is called an extraction test, which verifies that all data from the source systems has been successfully extracted into target system tables or files. This includes verifying that all columns are mapped correctly and all rows are present in the target table or file. It also ensures that no duplicate records are present in case there are multiple extracts being used as part of this process. The second type of test is called a transformation test, which validates that all data transformations have taken place correctly within each extract transform load (ETL) job. This includes verifying any calculations or lookups based on business rules, as well as any other specified transformation logic for each field in a given ETL job. It also involves verifying any data type changes such as decimal places for numeric fields or character length for string fields have occurred correctly during this phase. The third type of test is called a load test, which verifies all data loaded into target tables or files is accurate and complete. This includes verifying row counts between source and target tables or files, as well as ensuring no duplicate records have been loaded into any target tables or files in case there are multiple loads being used for this process. It also involves verifying any constraints placed on target table columns such as primary keys, foreign keys, null values, check constraints, etc., so that no invalid values can enter the target system table or file during loading phase. Finally, it's important to ensure comprehensive testing coverage by performing regression tests after every update cycle to catch any unexpected issues with new releases or changes to existing ETL jobs due to modifications in business requirements over time. Regression tests should be executed at least once in each ETL cycle before production release, so any errors can be identified early on before they affect downstream systems. Overall, ETL testing is an important step in building reliable and efficient data warehouses by ensuring high-quality extractions, transformations, and loads taking place between source systems and target systems during integration processes. It requires careful planning during design phase, followed by thorough validation testing during execution phase, so any errors encountered can be quickly identified and resolved before going live with production release cycles. Welcome to the ETL testing techniques tutorial. This tutorial will provide a comprehensive overview of the most common ETL testing techniques used in data warehouses, as well as helpful tips for getting started. ETL stands for extract, transform, and load. This is the process of retrieving data from multiple sources, transforming it into a consistent format, and then loading it into a database or data warehouse. ETL testing is an important step in this process. It ensures that the data is valid and accurate before it is loaded into the database. In this tutorial, we'll cover 4 common ETL testing techniques. 1. Source data validation. This involves verifying that the data retrieved from each source is valid and accurate. It includes verifying that data types and field lengths match what was expected, as well as checking for any unexpected values or inconsistencies in the data. 2. Destination database validation. This involves verifying that the transformed data has been successfully loaded into the destination database or data warehouse. This includes verifying that all table columns are populated correctly and that all records have been loaded correctly. 3. Reconciliation testing. This involves comparing the source and destination databases to make sure they match up correctly. Any differences found are investigated to determine whether they are due to errors or due to expected differences between source systems or between versions of the same system. 4. Performance testing. This involves testing how long it takes for ETL processes to run under various conditions, example, with different amounts of data. Performance testing helps identify bottlenecks in the ETL process so they can be addressed before deploying them in production environments. Now that you're familiar with some of the most common ETL testing techniques, let's look at some tips for getting started with your own ETL tests. Start by creating detailed test plans outlining what needs to be tested and how it should be tested. This will provide you with a roadmap throughout your test cycles. Document every test case you create. This will help you track progress and identify potential issues more quickly. Take advantage of automation tools whenever possible. Automating tests can save time by reducing manual effort. Make sure you thoroughly document defects found during testing. Documenting defects allows you to track progress toward resolution more easily. Use test reporting tools to track progress across teams. These tools can help ensure all stakeholders have visibility into test results and project status. Finally, use analytics tools to gain deeper insights into system performance over time. Analytics can help identify trends in performance and pinpoint areas needing improvement more quickly than manual analyses would allow. Process. System. ETL testing helps ensure that the data extracted from source systems is correct and complete. System. Although ETL testing can be a valuable tool in ensuring data integrity, data. Before ETL testing can be performed, it's important to validate that the source data is accurate, complete, up-to-date from the process. Without validating this information ahead of time, system. The second challenge is mapping errors in processes correctly. Systems. The third challenge is performance issues related to ETL processes. As data volumes increase, ETL processes may become inefficient due to long runtimes or insufficient resources such as disk space or memory capacity on servers running ETL processes. If performance issues are not addressed, they can lead to delays in loading new data into a target system or inaccurate results due to out-of-date information being used for analyses. The fourth challenge is test case management during ETL testing. Test cases need to be developed for each transformation rule used during an ETL process so that tests can be performed throughout development and maintenance phases of an application lifecycle. Managing these test cases can be time-consuming, especially when new transformation rules are added or existing ones are changed over time, something commonly encountered with large-scale applications involving multiple sources and targets for integration purposes. In conclusion, performing effective ETL testing requires careful planning ahead of time so that any potential issues can be addressed before going live with an application project built on top of integrated systems and datasets from multiple sources across different departments or geographical locations. To ensure this goal is met, organizations should have access to detailed documentation regarding their various sources of input data as well as clearly defined transformation rules for loading this information into their target systems accurately and efficiently every time. Welcome to the ETL testing video tutorial. In this tutorial we will discuss the basics of ETL, extract, transform, load, testing and the salary information related to it. ETL testing is a process used to validate data accuracy and quality while it's being migrated from one system to another. This type of testing ensures that data is extracted properly from the source system, transformed correctly as it moves through the database and loaded into the target system without any errors. As a result, businesses can confidently move their data accurately and quickly across multiple platforms. ETL testing is becoming increasingly important as many companies use both legacy systems and modern ones for their operations. Since these systems may have different formats for data storage, ETL testing helps overcome the difficulties associated with combining them into a unified database structure. This allows companies to have better control over their operations and transform their IT structure in order to remain competitive in today's market. There are several skills that an ETL tester should possess in order to be successful in this field. These include knowledge of SQL, programming language such as Python, along with experience in data analysis, warehousing concepts, and software development life cycles, SDLC. Additionally, having an understanding of both current and legacy systems is also helpful when troubleshooting issues with data accuracy or performance during ETL testing processes. When it comes to salary information for professionals working in ETL testing, most positions offer competitive compensation packages depending on experience level, skill set, and location. According to pay scale estimates, ETL testers earn anywhere between $60,000 and $100,000 annually on average. However, salaries can vary greatly depending on individual qualifications and job responsibilities. In conclusion, ETL testing is an essential step for any company looking to migrate its data from one system to another efficiently and accurately, making it an essential skill set for any IT professional looking to stay ahead of the competition. While salaries vary based on experience level and expertise, they tend to be quite competitive when compared with other IT roles due to its high demand nature in today's market. ETL testing is an important part of ensuring data accuracy and integrity. It is usually done after the extraction, transformation, and loading (ETL) process has been completed. The purpose of ETL testing is to make sure that the data has been successfully moved from one system to another and that the data is accurate and consistent. ETL testing involves comparing the source data with the target data to make sure that it matches. This ensures that no data is lost or misinterpreted in the process. It also helps to identify any problems that have occurred during the ETL process and can help determine what needs to be done to fix them. When performing ETL testing, it's important to first define your test plan. This should include what you want to test, how you want to test it, and when you want it tested. Then you can move on to designing your tests. You should consider what types of tests are needed in order to ensure accuracy and integrity of your data, such as validation tests, performance tests, and integration tests. You can also consider running regression tests, which will check for consistency among different runs of the same process or test cases over different sets of data. Once you've designed your tests and defined your test plan, then you should set up your environment for performing ETL tests by setting up a staging environment with copies of both source and target databases or systems. This will allow you to perform a more reliable testing process by having a safe environment in which you can compare results between source and target systems without impacting production systems or live customer data. In addition to setting up a staging environment, it's important that you document each step of your process so that any errors can be quickly identified later on in case they occur during execution time or even after ETL testing has been completed successfully. This will also help create a history log for troubleshooting purposes down the line when issues arise or need further analysis or investigation regarding results from an ETL test run. When ready for executing ETL tests, remember that automation must be taken into account here as well, particularly if multiple runs are involved during loads into staging environments for further analysis, to help save time and money while ensuring accuracy for long-term results derived from running multiple types of comparisons between source/target systems or databases being compared through automated scripts once set up correctly using appropriate tools available such as SQL Server Integration Services, SSS. The salary range for an experienced ETL tester varies depending on experience level as well as location, but typically falls within £50,000 to £80,000 per annum according to various sources in Europe and UK regions alone, typically ranging anywhere between £50,000 to £75,000 being average earning potential values according industry surveys conducted recently across various countries throughout EU region.